Anyways, welcome to Two Guys and a Mic, sponsored by Jim Minton Sports. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe below as we do NFL every week. We're going to be doing basketball, baseball. In fact, we need to jump on some baseball. Just scheduling, it's been tough. We all work a lot, but is what it is. Matt, how you doing down there?
How you doing, buddy? You look kind of
looks like he's a little confused,
a little sick. I got frozen.
Anyways, that's Matt. He's a little shy. Don't worry about him. I'm sure he'll jump in later on. Anyways, guys, Monday night.
Raiders. The Raiders. I got one thing to say. I'll say it. Raiders. I got to do it quiet because my son's asleep. So.
Still suck. Anyways, yeah. I mean, I'm going to call it an upset. Definitely Raiders beating the Packers is an upset. One thing I want to talk about Jordan Love, though. Start off the season, first two games, he had, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. Last 3 games, he's thrown like 6 interceptions to 2 touchdowns. Like all of a sudden, just completely regressing. What do you guys think? I mean,
so
the Packers make a mistake.
I'll say this, Scott. I don't necessarily I don't agree with you when you say regressing, because I think me and Matt talked about this in the last podcast. He always does shitty in the first half of games. Like if you watch the games that he plays, absolute garbage, and then he just makes this rally in the second half and dominates. Right, that's how they've won their games, those 2 games. Right, but he did it in the other ones that they lost. Now in this game, he just stayed garbage the whole time. So 100% blame Jordan Love for this. But at the same time, I still think they were both shitty. Both teams did not play well. Jimmy Garoppolo didn't play well. Josh Jacobs, I feel like he just, no matter what, he can't get anything going, man. He can't get the ball upfield. It's like he's not even trying to push through tackles anymore. He had one big run. It was his biggest run of the season.
Look at it. So he ended the game 20 carries, 69 yards with a long of 24. So 24. That means he was outside of that. He was 19 for 45, almost 2 yards a clip. But that's kind of been Josh Jacobs this year. Just no game whatsoever after leading the league in rushing. And we said, I know I said this. I think Matt was on board with that too. He was on a contract year last year. He's just trying to get paid.
Yep.
Blows up, and now he's back to what the Josh Jacobs was the other couple of years before his contract. So I really do believe that this is who Josh Jacobs is as a running back. And
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I feel like the Raiders, they didn't play. I think it was 2 shitty teams that played each other, right? Like now, like a part of me is happy that we won, but a part of me is sad because now we got to deal with Josh McDaniels even more. It's like, come on, bro, just give us a break.
Yeah.
So that's all I got to say on the game.
I don't know. McDaniel's not the answer. I don't know what long term you guys do at coaching there. I mean, it seems like you guys are always in the middle of, are we doing a complete rebuild and burning it to the ground, or do we want to try to see if we can compete? And it seems like you guys are always just stuck right there in that area.
Yep. I don't know what's going on with them, but we'll find out what happens at the end of the season. We'll probably be 8-8 again, or some bullshit number. That's not going to get us.
I don't know about 8-8. Maybe
like 6,
4-13.
I mean, it's hard to be 8-8 when you play 17 games, but that's okay.
8-9, whatever. Sorry, I was going a couple years ago. 8-9, whatever. It is what it is.
You agree, Matt?
All right. Yeah. How do you feel about the Raiders win, Matt? In that fucking Giants jersey, you fucking fake fan.
He seems humbled by win. He seems humbled. Let's move on here. Well, we got Jacksonville and the Bills, right?
This was a surprising game for me. I don't know what's up with fucking the Jags, because they'll have a great game, then they'll have a shitty game, and I honestly don't know what to make of the Jags. Can they get their act together for a consistent season, or are they just going to be up and down all season?
My issue actually is more with Buffalo. Okay, you shit the bed against the Jets week 1. And mind you, Aaron Rodgers pretty much didn't play that game. You guys got beat by a backup quarterback. But then last week, you guys handed to what was the hottest team in the NFL in the Dolphins. I mean, they just
slapped them.
Dolphins. And then now they play an inconsistent Jacksonville. Now, I will say this is the Jacksonville team we expected. We expected Trevor Lawrence. Yeah. Now, you guys got to remember, the Bills are hurt. and their secondary is beat up. You know, a lot.
Not even beat up. Their secondary is like they get gone now. Like they've with the Emmanuel going down and what's their name? Forgot the other. Yeah, he went down too. I don't know, man. The Bills' defense is like it's wide open.
Well, the problem also is that the Bills only had 14 rush attempts. They didn't even try to get a ground.
29 yards.
Yeah,
and Josh Allen had 14 of those.
Yeah, they're not gonna. They don't have a running back. They don't trust their C-list running backs.
Yeah. Now, outside of last week, though, the Bills have been ran on all year.
Mm-hmm.
All year. That's been their downfall. And you know, here's the difference. I feel like between the AFC and the NFC. The NFC's they will run the ball down your throat, and the AFC will throw all over you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the AFC and NFC are two totally different things. So I feel like the Bills will go to the Super Bowl. Let's just say they made the Super Bowl and they played someone like the Eagles or the 49ers. I feel like they would just get dominated because they wouldn't be able to stop the ground game.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
It would be one of the boringest Super Bowls ever. If the Eagles played that game they played a few weeks ago, where they had like 29 million runs and they just like scooted the ball all the way to the end zone, like the Bills would get demolished.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So,
but yeah, so both these teams are they're both really good, and you know, I feel like the Bills should still win this division, but they had the opportunity now to make sure that they kept up with Miami, you know,
mm-hmm.
tiebreaker, and they let that go. So I feel like this loss is going to come back to haunt them later on in the year.
I agree with that, Mike.
But what surprised me though is how you touched on it earlier, how inconsistent both of those teams have been.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what's up with them, man.
I mean, Jacksonville's still going to win that division just because everybody else in that division is absolute shit. But the Bills are going to be in a tougher battle for their division.
Yeah. All right. Moving on, we got the.
You didn't hear from Matt.
No, you don't, Matt. You take this one off the way.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we got the Ravens and we got the Steelers here. I know a lot of people are blaming this loss on Lamar Jackson. You know, with you know, he didn't throw any touchdown passes. He had a couple of turnovers, but man, the Ravens were dropping passes. He was
crazy.
He was throwing some good passes. I really felt if most of those balls have been caught, I feel like they would have won. So to blame Lamar Jackson, they lost this game as a team.
It was like 5 or 6 catches, like catchable balls, like catchable. No way you're gonna miss that. You missed it. Like what? Like if I'm the wide receivers coach, I'm pissed at them.
Yeah, I mean they still ran for like 120 something yards, so they're still getting it done on the ground. It just didn't feel like the Ravens really came to play. I don't know if they expected to walk all over.
Yeah, especially against the Steelers. The Steelers who just like are not good. I don't understand.
I do not know how the Steelers are 3-2.
I don't either.
I don't know it because I don't think they're that good of a team. I do not think Kenny Pickett's a very good quarterback. I don't think he's the future. They don't even have Dante Johnson right now. He's still hurt.
Yeah.
Pickens, though, he's been carrying that team on his back offensively because they have no run game.
No, that's what I was going to say. Their run game is atrocious.
Matt Canada is 100% to blame. That guy sucks, and he knows it.
Well, they don't have an offensive line, and they haven't for a couple years. They haven't since Roethlisberger was there. They just their offensive line is just slowly.
Did you guys see the video of Chris Boswell walking behind Matt Canada?
No.
After the game. So after the game, they were walking out of the locker room, and there was like a camera recording. Everyone's cheering, right, because they won the game, and Matt Canada's all happy. I don't know who he's talking to. Like he shakes somebody's hand, you know, good game, whatever. They say something and they walk around the corner. And Chris Boswell is like maybe 5 feet behind him, 5-6 feet behind him. And Chris Boswell is talking like he's looking and he hears whatever they're saying. And he goes, yeah, we didn't win because of fucking you. Like he talked shit. But I was like, oh, damn. So that's crazy. It was crazy. I was like, damn, there's a lot of probably tension in that room because some people like to say that Pickett called an audible for them to get that last touchdown to win the game.
That's what I do.
Yeah, but Pickett said, I mean, I read that Pickett said that he didn't call an audible. So I don't know what's true. A lot of disinformation out there.
But why was Canada not celebrating like everyone else was.
I don't know, man. That was suspicious.
Disappointed that the play worked. I don't understand. Like,
yep.
Everyone was going crazy in that room, and
Yep.
he's like dead face pissed.
Either they did call an audible, or somebody else called the play and made Matt Canada look stupid. That's it. Like, he's incompetent. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Moving on, Detroit, Carolina. Not really much to say here. I don't think anyone had Carolina winning this game. Bryce Young, though, I mean, finally throwing more touchdowns than interceptions. But Goff had his way. 20 of 28, 236, 3 touchdowns. David Montgomery carried that load. They had that nice trick play to Laporta.
So, well, the only thing that I have to comment on in this entire game is Gibbs being out. Yeah. Do you think it's bigger than what they're telling us? Because that was like a snap of the fingers. I'm not playing. Like, I think it's a hamstring or something.
It was, but it was late in the week. That's why, and they probably didn't want a chance of. They're going to need him down the road, even though they haven't been using him the way that they should be. They're going to need him down the road. One other thing I want to point out too is all of us kind of predicted that Adam Thielen wasn't really going to thrive very much in Carolina.
Whoa.
Yes, we
speak for your fucking self. I didn't.
No.
I drafted him in every single draft.
Yeah, I was going to say you drafted him in every league.
Every league.
I drafted him in some leagues too. It's not that. I'm not saying that, but no one's sitting there drafting him as their number one wideout, and he's playing like it.
I took him the first overall.
Yeah, he's done. He's been, I guess, a safety blanket for.
Yeah, I mean, it was like the writing was on the wall there. Like, there's no one else for him to throw to. He has to throw to Adam Thielen. Like, that guy's going to catch the ball. That's what's happening. Like, it didn't matter if it was Andy Dalton or Bryce Young. Like, that's who it's going to go to. It's been helping me out a lot.
And then on top of that, what happens if they lose Thielen? Thielen's been hurt. Like, the last year, he's always missing game. I don't want to know how bad that offense is.
Who's the next one that steps up? Mingo or Chark?
There's no one. That's the problem. They would almost turn into like the Jets and the Patriots. That's how bad I think the offense.
Yeah. It's really bad.
And no matter how bad they do, they don't have the number one pick.
Yeah. Well, it's not even that. They'll trade for They'll trade for a wide receiver. Breaking news as of like an hour ago. I was reading the Broncos. We haven't got to that game yet, but I think I'll point at it from this game's perspective.
Jerry, I already know where you're going with it.
Yes, Jerry Jeudy or Cortland Sutton would definitely help.
Yeah, they're talking about both of them.
They're talking about a complete overhaul of the entire team because Sean Payton's he's getting embarrassed, and he doesn't like that. And so he's going to overhaul that whole team.
Yeah, well, Carolina came out and said they no matter how bad Bryce Young's playing right now, they view him as a future. They want to build around him. They already said that their picks are available for some wide receiver help. So I think you could be onto something, Tony, but we'll find out. Moving on to the Texans and Falcons. I'm not going to lie. Did not think Ritter was going to pull that comeback off. Ritter has not been very good. He finally threw for over 300 yards. He drove him down the field, and they hit the field goal. And I mean, I think not last week, but the week before that, in week 3, I was already ripping him. And I think you guys ripped him a little bit last week too. He's looked inaccurate, been terrible, and on a week that the running game got bottled up. Bijan held the 46. Tyler Algier held the 40. Neither of them even broke 14 yards on the long. That's the only way you can really beat the Falcons is shutting that down. And the Texans, they couldn't pull it off. But CJ Stroud still looked all right. 249 touchdown. He's been a very pleasant surprise. Definitely the best rookie quarterback out there.
Definitely.
I think he's going to continue that. But
Kyle Pitts finally showed up. He hadn't been shit all year.
But they've been using Kyle Pitts and Smith quite a bit.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is Pitts has been open. I don't know everyone's talking about Pitts, but Pitts has been open.
It's Ritter. Ritter is the problem.
Yeah, the passes haven't gone his way. But I like to see the 11 targets. That was nice to see. I think that's a guy that got to get involved. Like he's an animal.
Monster. He's being wasted away there.
Yeah,
wasted.
going to his targets, Scott, before that, he had 9 targets against Detroit. Other than that, he had no more than 5 any of the other 3 weeks.
Yeah. So the next
5, 4, and 3.
Yeah. So the next game we're going to talk about, I don't think we really need to spend any time, other than God, New England suck.
New England's awful. Bill Belichick is nothing without Tom Brady. Mac Jones is worthless.
Well,
awful.
we all said it during when we did the divisional breakdown. Belichick's done after this year.
Yeah, he has to. He's going to embarrass himself further
before the year's done. I don't think he wants to even stick around. Looking at him on the sideline, he's just like, he's literally, you could just see in his head, he's just like, what the fuck? What the fuck am I watching?
The team has gone downhill. I don't necessarily know if it's his fault. Maybe it's just they're like shitty team, like players.
There's no weapons. Like, this is not Tom Brady. Tom Brady was able to do shit without weapons. You don't have Tom Brady anymore. You can't be putting out these 2s and 3s and it's Mac Jones.
Expect him to act like a 1.
And then you want to sign Ezekiel Elliott like as if he's going to help your run game at all. Like, you really, I mean, New England sucks, and I'm not saying Mac Jones is the worst quarterback in the league. He's not very good. He needs help. He's not going to sit there and carry your team.
Yeah.
And the Saints, before last week, the Saints, it was like something like 12 games in a row they had given up less than 20 points before last week. That defense is very good. And
I feel like anybody that goes against the Saints those good. I mean Saints, I'm sorry, Patriots. Like any defense that goes against the Patriots is just going to get 1,000,000 points.
Yeah, what did Dallas do against them last week?
Fucking enormous amount of points. I don't know.
38-3 last week. I mean, it's just they've gotten their ass handed to them back-to-back weeks. It's just they're
awful.
Well, you got to remember they also lost Hernandez, their best corner, their rookie corner. Season, that's not going to help their defense any. But anyway, so moving on to the Giants and the Dolphins. Again, no surprise here. I don't think anyone had the Giants doing this. Something on pace for like 8 touchdowns and like 20-something interceptions or some stupid stat line like that. I mean, I still cannot believe they paid him. I still cannot believe it.
Yeah, I can't believe it either. This guy sucks, dude. Daniel Jones is so bad. And we all talked about it, not even in this preseason, but last year when it happened, like when he held out and he's like, I want Mahomes money. I think everybody in the world laughed.
You know what, though? That was just like the whole Jacobs situation. One good year, they hold out and want to get paid.
Hey, this is coming in. A-Chain is as fast as Hill. Did you guys see that run that Tyreek had? And A-Chain was like literally jogging next to him, keeping up with him. Like, dude, the speed the Dolphins have on offense is just remarkable. It is absolutely.
You know what? I'm super excited to see. I already called it last podcast. I don't care. Niners and the Dolphins are gonna go to the Super Bowl.
Well, A-Chain's getting his knee. That report. I don't know if it's anything serious. I haven't really dug very much into it, but he looked fine. I mean, 11. I mean, dude, the dude's not getting no carries, but he's rushing for like 120.
He's gonna have the best average of any running back ever.
Yeah,
he should just retire at the if he keeps this consistent, just retire and he'll have the best average ever.
And who drafted him in every league?
Shut up, Mike.
Anyways,
bitch.
Mostert at 31 years old is looking
dominating,
fresh. His problem has never been talent. Like when he was on the Niners,
it's been health.
Always good. But the thing is that he just never stays healthy. Yeah. And at 1 years old, all of a sudden he's staying healthy. Now they are getting Jeff Wilson back, but I don't really expect him to get too many touches with the way that everything's going. Yeah. I wouldn't really change anything. I would kind of just keep him around just
as a backup.
Yeah, just in case something happens and guy gets hurt during the game or whatever. But I think you just keep riding A-Chain and Mostert, till the wheels fall off.
You have to.
Don't really need to touch on that Tennessee game other than
I felt like it was a boring game, and then Richardson now he's out for a couple weeks.
Yeah, 3-4 weeks I think.
He's not going to make it very long if he can't
protect himself. Yeah.
it's getting kind of bad, and Derrick Henry is starting to look his age a little bit. I think he's looking a little wear down. And promised Tennessee, DeAndre Hopkins had a good game, but outside of that, just I don't know.
Well, let's talk about Zach Moss.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up there.
What happened? That guy came out of left field. Like everybody had him on their bench.
Well, okay, but looking at it now, do you really expect?
Well,
Taylor,
no.
Did you expect Taylor to get a full workload at his very first week back?
They said it all week long. They were going to give him a limited snap count, but no one expected Zach Moss to do that.
Oh, guys, we didn't even ask Matt. Matt, what did you think about the Giants game?
Oh, yeah, Mr. Giants fan over here. How'd your boy Barkley do?
You know what though? He was sad because Barkley didn't play.
Yeah, Matt.
What was that?
Yeah,
I can't hear you. Speak up.
Yeah. Daniel Jones is ass.
Mm-hmm.
I will agree.
Yeah.
You guys definitely too much.
Matt has some good points, guys.
He does. So, anyways, now the game I kind of want to talk about a little bit. Now, I was not sure when the Bengals were going to turn around. I actually picked the Cardinals to win this game in my pick'em, just based off of what's been happening with the Bengals. Joe Burrow finally looked healthy. He looked a little bit more mobile. He finally was able to air it out a little bit. Now, Chase, I think maybe he listened to Chase when Chase went ahead and said, "I'm always fucking open," which he is.
He is.
So they're getting healthy at the right time because they got their stretch of a few games coming up where they're going to need to be healthy. Dobbs.
Go ahead, Scott.
I was going to say Dobbs finally threw his first. I mean, again, Dobbs is backup quarterback, but he barely just threw his first interceptions.
And it's not like they lost by a lot. It was 34-20.
His second half killed them. They were actually winning for a while in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Bengals went ahead and started doing some things, and they pretty much got. I mean, 17-6 in the second half. That's kind of what did them in. But don't sleep on the Cardinals, you guys. They're going to compete in most of these games.
They definitely, I will say, have probably been everybody's surprise team. Now their record doesn't show it, but they haven't gotten blown out how everybody thought that they would be getting.
Yeah. Oh, I thought they were going to get demolished all year. Marquise Brown, he's done pretty well this year too. But I mean, Jamar Chase, I'm looking at it. I mean, look at this: 15 for 192, 3 touchdowns, and a long of 63. That's
monster. Finally paid off for
19 targets.
Yeah, well, they're gonna have to feed him. I mean,
he said he was open.
Yeah.
Now I don't know when T. Higgins is coming back. I don't know if he's gonna miss another game or what, but he looked phenomenal, and I picked the Bengals to make it to the Super Bowl at AFC, and if they're gonna play like that, they're gonna be very hard to beat. So as Joe Burrow,
now here's my question on this: is Burrow back? And I'm going to say healthy. We know he's not 100%, or was it because they're playing the Cardinals?
I think,
or a combination of both.
The Cardinals have not had an issue getting to the quarterback or killing drives or stopping people in their secondary. I just think that Joe Burrow is getting a little bit healthier. Maybe they rested him. Maybe they did some extra treatment. I don't know what they did, but he looked all right this game. And he's got that Niners defense in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Able to get on in a hurry, that defensive line. So he's going to need to be able to move around. But I
was going to say that I think
it's in 3 weeks.
Oh, is it 3 weeks?
They have the Seahawks and then their bye and then the 49ers.
Gotcha.
Oh, the Bengals have a bye?
So they got Seahawks next week.
That's very important to what I'm about to say because I was going to look it up, but I was going to ask you to look it up, Mike. So thanks. I think it's a little bit of both of what you said. I think it's because they played the Cardinals, but they're not. The Cardinals haven't been as atrocious as we thought they were going to be, but it's still the Cardinals, and I think it gave
all-world Cowboys.
Yeah, that's true. It was the Cowboys, as we found out. But I feel like Burrow may have been getting a little bit healthier, and that's why he came back and he played like a monster. Cool. I think he was hurt really in the first few weeks. Now he's getting his ball rolling. He may take it a little bit easier, may not be full balling out. I think the bye week is really going to help him heal a lot more. And I am now excited knowing that the Niner game is right after the bye week because he's 100% fresh. And we'll see if that's going to be a good game because the Niners right now are going to win the Super Bowl.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. I'm sorry. I'm being honest. I can't lie. It's just they're fucking fun to watch. But we'll talk about them when we get there.
Yeah, that's going to be, if both teams are healthy, that's going to be a really fun game to watch. But speaking about Philly, Eagles moving to 5-0, beating the Rams. This game was close point wise, but it wasn't really close. The Eagles had 454 yards of total offense. They just didn't punch it in. The Rams only had 249. They only rushed for 54 yards. Nice to see cutback though. 8 for 118. I was interested to see what Puka was going to do.
Yeah, that was what everybody was wondering. What was going to happen with Puka once
Still played well. They only had one target difference.
Yeah,
Cup had
the
12
and 11.
12 and 11.
And I think that's what they need to do. I think they need to feed both of them just like that. And unfortunately, Tutu Atwell, who played really nicely the first 4 weeks, he's now the odd man out. I think he had 2 for like 9 yards or something like that. I'd like to see him, continued. Higbee only had 3 targets. I'd like to see a little bit more out of them.
So I'll say this with the Eagles, as I know, so Matt and I talked about it last week, and I think we talk about it every week. Eagles are 5-0, but we didn't think they deserve to be 5-0. Like they're not playing like they at the caliber they were last year. And I think this game, they showed me like they still have it in them to play like every game they did last season. And so I think as the season goes on, the Eagles will get better. And hopefully, because I liked watching the Eagles last season, they were awesome. They were like the Niners of this season. If the Eagles are able to kind of get that ball rolling and maintain that momentum of, hey, like we were phenomenal last year, let's keep it up. Yeah, they're 5-0, but you watch their games, you're like, what is going on? Like
they're not a dominant 5-0 like they
were.
No
way, dude. Look, it's just the teams that they beat. It's just the teams that they beat.
Now, when they play the Chiefs, is that game coming up?
It's coming up. So Michael looked it up right now, but it's coming up. So
they got the Jets this week.
They're gonna win that game.
They got the Dolphins next week.
That's gonna be a good game.
There we go.
So that'd be their first challenge. So that's 2 weeks away. Hopefully the Eagles get that ball rolling.
Eagles don't play the Chiefs, Scott. Are you sure you weren't talking about the game against the Dolphins?
I thought they played the Chiefs, but
no, I'm sorry, they do.
Yeah,
but that's not until November 20th.
It's a rematch, a Super Bowl rematch.
Yeah,
they always do that. Like they always do it.
But they do. Okay, so I will say the Eagles are going to have a tough stretch right there.
Yeah, they have a tough stretch in this at the end of the season.
Dolphins, Commanders, Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills, Niners.
Ooh,
and then the Cowboys again. That's their gauntlet right there.
Well, Cowboys ain't shit as we fucking saw, so they're not going to have hard time.
Remember,
but it is a divisional game.
I don't think it's going to do anything. Cowboys just they showed their hand. They are awful. They're absolutely awful.
We'll get to that in a minute. Speaking about the Chiefs handled the Vikings, and I am fucking tired of all these flags that are going Kansas City's way at the end of the game.
It's rigged.
Dude,
I don't care. Put it in my sense. It's rigged.
It's getting bad. Like it's getting like what the fuck?
They're doing it in your face, and you can't do anything about it.
No, you can't.
Wait, what are you more tired of the flags or them talking about fucking Taylor Swift?
Both.
Man, both.
Shit.
Well, I mean, I think somebody pointed out a good kind of like thing like that makes them look really bad. So if you go to the NFL's official Instagram account, they're following Taylor Swift, and it's like their Swifties are 2-0. So they're kind of like people think that like the NFL's telling the refs to be beneficial towards the Chiefs so that they can be in good standing with Taylor Swift.
Let's just hope Travis Kelce fucks it up. They break up, and then that shit ends.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kelce, dude, when I saw him go down live at first, I thought he popped his Achilles.
It looked like it, huh, Mike?
It looked like it live. It looked like he popped his Achilles, and then they showed and then he got up on his own, and then they showed the replay, and you could see that it was just an ankle that he rolled. But live initially, I thought that it was an Achilles.
They lose Travis Kelce,
they're done.
I don't give a shit. They are like, let's say he sustained some type of long-term injury. They're in trouble. They have
big trouble.
I mean, think about this. Look at right here. Travis Kelce, 11 targets, 10 catches, 67 yards, and a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, really nothing special. He spread the ball all over the place.
Really nine different receivers.
Yep. He completed 30. Mahomes completed 31 of 41 passes, 281, 2 touchdowns. But
10 different receivers.
Yeah. What I want to talk about is have you guys heard anything on the Justin Jefferson injury?
No.
I know he's actually seen multiple doctors about it, which tells me if he's seen multiple doctors, this could end up being significant. That happens, forget it. And you know what? The Vikings also can't seem to win any one-score games this year.
At all.
Every game of theirs has been one score.
Every single one.
11-0 this year, 1-4. I don't see this trend changing. Their defense is just not gonna. Their defense is not gonna hold anyone if it really fucking mattered. But my problem
and no run game either.
Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, if they lose Jefferson, I mean, he didn't really have anything on this game. Addison did pretty well, 6 for 64 and a touchdown. He still got T.J. Hawkinson, but
I shouldn't have traded Addison. I'll say that out loud. I don't care.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. I told Iggy text me. I said, "Fuck yeah, you take that shit." So why are you even asking me, you retard?
Wow, that's our number one fan right there, Scott.
Iggy, come on, man.
But that just shows how dominant my team is. If I lose Justin Jefferson, it don't hurt me.
Anyways, revenge game for Hackett. You guys
dominated. Broncos are the worst team, and they're so bad to watch. It's embarrassing.
I think they would beat the Patriots. I do. I think they would beat the Patriots. I still firmly believe the Patriots.
Yeah, that's true. Fuck. I can't bring myself to say that. But
you can't really blame everything on Russell Wilson anymore this year. It's been the defense. Russell Wilson is not throwing in. He's like 11 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. He's taking care of the ball. They finally ran the ball a little bit. But still, I just don't think they only had 15 rushing attempts again. But when they did rush the ball, they had success. It's just, I don't know. They went away from it for whatever reason. But I think you're right, Tony. I could see. What's that, Matt? Oh, okay. No, he didn't say anything. Never mind. Yeah. But anyways, Jerry Jeudy, I think, will be the man to go.
Oh yeah, that's the one person on your team that gives you. You don't even get a first for him. Like,
you'll get more for him than you will for Sutton.
Anybody else? Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice to see Breece Hall they finally said, all right, unleash the beast.
Yep.
Take off the trailer hitch. This guy's going to town.
It's like he fucking had that cartoon wheel leg spinning.
So he was 22 for 177 and a touchdown. His longest 72. Even if you take that away, he's still 21 for 105, which is fantastic. It's still over 5 a clip. That's what they're going to need to do. I think they're going to need Zach Wilson just to get the easy passes need to get taken care of, and I think this team is going to have to run through. Is going to have to go through the run game. It's just that simple. They got an elite defense. They need clock management, just sustain some drives, and go from there. So I want to talk about the San Francisco game last. Just real quick, Chicago, Washington, way back Thursday. Everyone's already talked about this. As far as Chicago being able to put up points, they're going to be facing defenses that they're going to be able to do that against. Yeah. So I think 4 weeks, I think they do not play really any good defenses. The Bears have an opportunity to win some games, and I think they really get to truly see what they have in field.
I wanted to say something on this because the Bears, right? It's been 2 games now where they've really opened up. So do you think they're able to maintain this if they just keep having field throw bombs to DJ Moore every game?
If the defense is going to give it to you, I don't know why you don't take it. And I'm sorry, but DJ Moore is running some great routes. He is making himself open. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to see how long it holds up.
And I think he would have had 4 touchdowns. I don't know about him stepping out of bounds. They didn't even show the replay of like.
I agree. They did not show the replay.
I think they might have messed up. Now, I get the no challenge because you didn't need it. The game was pretty much like you guys were dominating. I don't think they were worried about that being like a drive kill or anything like that. But I just think that he didn't step out. So, but anyways, nice to see the Bears doing some damage.
Because they got the Vikings this coming week.
Yep, like I said, no good defenses.
And after that, they got Tony's Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
No good defenses coming up. I think that
if they play like that, we're gonna get demolished. Jimmy G fucking sucks.
Told you.
What do you mean you told me? I told you.
I told you.
I've been fighting against him. I hate everything about Jimmy G. I'm like, I don't want him. And then they signed him.
Played in since
I know what you don't hate. You don't hate his jawline.
He's one good-looking dude.
Yep. All right, so the game I want to talk about the most, obviously, is the 49ers and Cowboy game. And I'll tell you what, all week listening to people talk about how this Cowboy defense was going to completely give Purdy fits, this and that. I actually want to talk more about Brock Purdy than anything. It's just, I don't know what the guy has to do to earn people's respect. At this point, I just feel like people just are pissed off that they were wrong. I think that's what it is. I think people are mad. And I really hope he doesn't have a shitty game coming up soon because people are just going to be, I told you so, blah, 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 blah. You got to remember, Christian McCaffrey only ran for 2.7 was his average. In fact, he got outrushed by Mason.
When you're dominating so early, I don't feel like they needed to play McCaffrey and I don't want to hurt him. When in a game where you're dominating like the way you were, I don't think you put him at that chance there because, okay, I'll be the first to say, Scott, I was semi-wrong about Purdy. And the reason I say semi is because I still don't think he's like Patrick Mahomes good, but he's good. Purdy's better than Jimmy G. He passed my better than Jimmy G slot. He's a great game manager, but I want to see him on a team where he has to make things happen because he is the key focal point. Then I'll say he's elite. But when it comes to, they have a team. It's not like they just rely on Brock Purdy. They have a team.
Yeah. And, going to that, Tony, not against the Cardinals, I believe it was, Mike. What Ayuk was out against the Cardinals, right? Or who was that against? Do you remember? I don't know why I cannot remember, but anyways,
yeah, it was last week against the Cardinals.
Yeah, so his highest throwing, as far as yards, his most yards that he threw for was with Ayuk. Without Ayuk.
No, I'm sorry. Ayuk was there last week. It was the week before that against the Giants. No Ayuk, and he threw 310 yards.
Yeah. So
yeah, but you still have McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel. It's not like Deebo Samuel is bad just because Ayuk's outplaying him this season. Like Deebo Samuel is still good.
I'll tell you about Deebo Samuel. He's not this guy who's gonna just go out there and run these special routes and out.
No, I get it.
Yeah, he's a great yard after catch guy. That's why you see so many times you see the quick drop back and he just throws it to the side for a wide receiver screen because that's Deebo Samuel special right there. Ayuk is the route runner. And Kittle's the guy that everyone forgets, and obviously we used him this game. But I understand that they're saying, what people say. Well, he has all this talent around me. So did Jimmy G.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think Purdy's he's good, he's great, and he's even better because he has all the talent around him, and I think that makes him great, right? But I want to see, for me, I still don't think he's elite, but he is great, better than Jimmy G. I feel like.
But the thing is, though, okay, he's got a balanced offense.
Yes.
You go and you look at Mahomes. They don't have a run game. It's all on Mahomes' shoulders.
Yes.
Mahomes, you're comparing him to the best quarterback in the NFL, which not.
Go compare. Then
Jalen Hurts.
No, I wasn't even going to say Hurts. I was going to say Burrow. They don't have a great run game.
Yeah.
No, they have most of the years in the past.
They've had it's been a solid run game, but it's not like an elite run game.
Okay, so you're going to say that Purdy wouldn't do damage with throwing to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that but you're gonna say Chase is not better than
drop him into Miami's offense. You're gonna tell me he's not gonna tear it up with Waddle that run?
Scott, I think you're completely reversing what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
Like I think you're like what you just said proves why I think you're reversing or like if you drop Purdy into Miami, you're giving him a team like he's gonna be great.
I understand that. What I'm trying to say is that you can drop a lot of quarterbacks into a lot of these systems and they're going to succeed.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. In this Kyle Shanahan, yes, you will. But there's other things that people aren't giving him, any props for. And if you watch him during his progressions, he doesn't just stare down like who he's supposed to throw to.
He progresses through them fast.
G used to do that. He was just like before he would throw before anything would happen, he had his mind up that he was going to that guy whether he was fucking open or not.
I watched it tonight.
Yeah,
it happened tonight.
That's why Dak Prescott is not very good. Is because he does not read progressions very well. The reason I think Brock Purdy is better than what people give him credit for, yes, he has a very good, talented team around him, but the dude doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't force shit where shit's not there. He's good at going through progressions. He's good at getting the ball where it needs to go, and not everyone can do that. You can surround people with talent, but they still have to make the proper decisions. They still have to make the throws.
Yep.
So what I just wish people would give him a little bit more respect. And at this point, you would think that he would cost the team a game, right? Go out there and throw no touchdowns and 3 interceptions because he's making bad decisions and throwing bad balls.
Yeah,
and
I'm not disagreeing with you, Scott. I think he's great. I give him the props and the respect. He's earned it, but I still don't think he's like top tier elite.
I think
he's way above average. That's for sure.
I need to see this for a couple seasons before I say, okay, this dude's elite.
Yes.
But what I'm trying to say is that this guy has the making of what could be an elite quarterback in the NFL.
I agree. The only thing that's going to fuck him, and I feel so bad for him, is timing. Because the Niners are going to get dismantled here in the next year or two. Like
they will.
You can't afford that whole offense. You just can't.
They're going to have. The only reason they can afford it is because he's making $980,000.
Yes. So by the time that Purdy deserves to be paid, and they're going to pay him, they're going to have to get rid of some pieces.
Well, here's the problem. If they win the Super Bowl this year, can you not pay?
That's true. That's a good point. Because he's only, a second year?
I really honestly believe that right now with the Niners roster and the way we're playing, this has to be the year. 100% you can, that's it. You're going to have to win it this because it's to the point. Already next year, we're projected to be over the salary cap.
Yep.
And they got to pay Ayuk next year.
Yep.
Yeah. Something's going to give somewhere. I don't know.
Deebo Samuel goes.
Well, they might be able to restructure some guys' contract. I will say this.
They've already started restructuring.
Yes, and I think they're going to continue to restructure. A lot of guys are willing to keep this. If you watch, these guys want to win, and they like playing for Shanahan, and they like what's going on, and a lot of these guys are usually willing to reconstruct their contract. Now, is it going to be enough? I don't know. Where do you start? I don't know, and I actually think you start with Deebo Samuel. I think they definitely overpaid Deebo. Ayuk's the one that should have gotten Deebo Samuel money, but hey, it's what it is. But we're already at that time.
45 minutes. Don't forget, salary cap is going to continue to go up though too.
It does, but again, Mike, we're on.
No, I know.
Not
But you've got
enough.
everybody's contracts. Oh, I want to be paid more than this person. I want to be paid more than this person.
No, it's not about that. The problem is that we aren't paying a quarterback like everyone else.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you got a couple years on that. And that's it.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah.
Matt, any final comments?
Yeah, I was gonna ask Matt if he had any comments on Brock Purdy.
I can't hear you.
You had the same
Nope.
thoughts on him as last time? Fuck,
Nope.
you're a dick, bro. Man, why you gotta say that about him?
Damn,
He has feelings, you know. He has feelings.
Don't worry, Bart. Yes, we know Barkley back. We know. We get.
Oh, he wants Barkley on the Raiders. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That jersey doesn't even fit him.
He can't go any worse from fucking Daniel Jones to Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yep. Yeah. All right, guys.
Yeah. So, anyways, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it, and we will see you guys hopefully next week for week 6. If we're able to do baseball during the week, we will definitely get to baseball.
What was that, Matt?
There's a giant jersey and a Raiders hat, man. This guy. This guy looks more lost in his sexuality, man. That was possible. So,
All
Matt,
right, guys.
Good night. All right, guys. We will see you guys on the next one. Hope you enjoyed the show. Adios.
See ya.
See ya.